Okay, post CPI. Woo, Nelly, if you weren't prepared for what's coming, hope you did all right. Hope you're trading safe, but oh boy, there's a couple beautiful things that I'll kind of go over here today. Sorry about not getting yesterday's recap done. I was really, really busy. Had some stuff going on here. Day traded actually perfectly, especially with NQ, just rotating between our 65 and 343 all day long, which is easy, easy trading. But I'm going to mainly talk about the ES because the NQ really exploded. I'll talk about some key stuff with the NQ, but I want to talk about a couple key things. The beautiful part about trading a 30-minute session is it gives me way less trading opportunities in a day. And I want less opportunity, right? So on days like these, it doesn't even give me really a chance to get. I had a couple chances to get them really nicely on the way down, but I don't touch them. And the reason why I don't touch them is because when volatility comes in, my levels, I guess you could say they spread out. They get wider, which means my risk gets bigger and which tells me don't trade. It's as simple as that. I can't legitimize the risk that I would need to put on to join a certain trade because it would literally be almost 3 times the risk of a normal trade. So on ES, I'll typically use a 5 point stop. When these levels open up, my levels tell me, the distance between my levels tell me, hey, Sean, you're going to have to probably use a 20 point stop on the ES. I'm good. See you tomorrow. You can have it. Doesn't matter. I don't care. Even on, if you look at your 5 minute charts, even on the ES, we were dissecting it just now in our market recap there with the team. We have 5 minute candles that were moving 20 points. Can't trade it. You can't convince me to put risk on. It's just not going to happen. NQ was even crazier. It got to the point where we were 80 points between each level. And at the very end, we were 150 points between each level. How are you going to manage 20 point risk on NQ when it's just in my system that I trade, it doesn't work out, man. You just leave it alone, right? See you tomorrow. Everyone else can blow up. I don't need to touch it. Shit, fuck. And I gave a real strong warning to the team last night in a big long write up between. Sorry, let me just rewind it back. When I do my watch list at night, I send out a complete trade plan for the next day, right? And during that watch list, what I wrote up last night, I tell my team, I said, look, you can trade during balance, first hour, hour and a half, no problem. It'll be like a normal trading day, which it was, trade perfectly. But come into 2 p.m., you're playing with fire and don't touch it because they're either going to pull the bid or they're going to pull the offer. And you're going to think you got an easy entry or you've been trained to just buy the dip. Like today, you've been trained to buy the dip for, going on a month now. And you just got murked because you can't fathom it continuing to go down because you've been trained in the last month, you just get long. Where we knew that a market reset was coming. It's just how low is it going to go, right? And it even went lower than I thought it was going to go, but luckily our levels kept us safe, right? Like I thought we would sell down towards 54. I thought that would be a very nice, healthy sell. No, sorry, 35. That would be a really nice, healthy sell. But once we got to 35, we were so heavy. And then I said, okay, we're going to go to 15, right? 6015. Once we got to 15, there was no sign of slowing down. We closed the 30. I'll explain everything here on these charts. We closed our 30-minute session under 15. And I said, guys, I said in chat, I said, guys, 15 is going to sell. And I think we're going to go to 59.37. Go look at my Twitter and you see, time-stamped thing, probably about 30 minutes, 40 minutes before it traded. I said, I think this thing's going to 59.37. And that's where we literally closed the market. We went there. We had a nice 40-point bounce to 74, sold off 74, all the way back down to 59.37. That's where we ended. So luckily, these extension levels kind of keep me in the loop of what's going on while everyone else is like, where's price going? Remember, market likes to move in a certain way. Even when they pull the bid or pull the offer, it's going to go to kind of magnet levels. So I'll do a quick review here. I basically traded the open session on ES and NQ. It's more so on really involved here on ES. It's really hard to see here. I got to open up the volume mode so you can kind of see it. It really looks chunky here because of this. Like I'm on a 12 multiplier looking at this, so I'll put it on this so we can kind of see. So I was basically long, and the plan was to long today, to long 32 points. 0.75. If we were closing over 32.75, we're going to long it and trade it up to 43 to 45. That was the plan last night that I sent out to the team. So when we traded the open here, we looked down to our 23 level, right? We had a level right here, and we can clearly see. I'm not going to bother drawing it. I got too many lines on here as is. We trade down to 23, and we can clearly see it got bought up. And we're looking at this. I'm like, oh, it's a rocket candle, right? It's got all the fuel underneath it. It's going. This thing's going up, right? So I said, okay, guys, we're going up to 32. Let's see if we can close over 32. Close over 32.75. And I said to the team, okay, cool. Let's look to long pullbacks here to 32.75 and look to rotate up to 42 to 45. That was the plan last night. We got the closes we needed. Boom. 32.75, 42 to 45, right? Once we can't close over here, to us a good sell. We could have sold our 42 level and rotated back down to 32.75. That's all we needed. 10 points up, 10 points down. That's it. 10 points a day. If you can pull that off on the E-mini, even 5 points a day, but we aim for 10 points a day, boy, you make millions. It's infinitely scalable. So all you guys trade in the NQ, I'm telling you, man, better opportunities on the ES. I don't care how much the NQ moves. You got to understand how much it pays and how much more liquid the ES is, and you can really get tighter entries with less slippage and less chaotic movements. I'm telling you, days like these, I don't even look at the NQ. I trade the ES, and I mainly trade the ES, but I look at the NQ when the ES is fairly sloppy, because if the ES isn't setting up well, I know that the NQ is. So I always keep them up side by side. So that was it for us today, man. We were long 32 and we were selling 42 to 45. That's it. That's all we needed. And then I sent the warning to the team here. I said, we can't break out of 42, because we knew if we could bid 42, we were going up to these upper levels we had laid out, and it would have been healthy to finish off those levels and then trade down. But as we were coming into 2 p.m., I see the offer drop down. I'm like, oh, they're getting really short here at 38, right? Rate of balance. I'm like, they're getting really, 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 really short here. And even though we're holding 32.75, I was like, I don't know, boys. This thing could go down. And, coming to 2 p.m., I instruct all my guys to say, you better be flat, right? Everyone's flat. So what happens at 2 p.m. is the market makers into a big news event like this, they pull the liquidity out, right? So there's nothing in the market. There's nothing in the order book, nothing significant. So all these tiny little prints just whip the market like crazy. It's basically the algos just, right, drilling what's there. It falls so fast because there's no liquidity, right? So all the big dogs, they ain't in it. They pull that shit out. They're not willing to trade this. And then you get all these massive thin prints, and we come down here, we mash through here, and this is where shit got crazy, right? So let me just tighten this up. Oops, 12. So I'll give you a little free order flow kind of basic lesson here, guys. When we see intraday, like there we go. Okay. Actually, let's talk about the levels first. So I said last night, if we lose 32 at 2 p.m., we're going to trade down to 93, 6093. Holy moly, boys. We did. We went straight down and we let the 30 close, and we all looked at it as a team. We're like, this thing's going to keep going, man. We closed under 93, right? Very large offer here, massive prints. Like when you see a 10K print on the ES, it's big. Long or short, you got to respect it. And these things were fucking all over this thing. I'm like level by level, man, like block by block. It was, this is how you know that we're coming into like 150 point sell day. You don't mess with this thing, man. You don't touch it. So we had a chance to go short here, but again, no fill. It doesn't come back. We get just short of the level, and we weren't able to get fills, right? And that's okay, right? 93, and that's just how it goes, right? We can't, on these days, we cannot chase because we have to keep our risk in check. Our risk is the absolute number one priority because we know when we get a fill, at this point it was still doable, right? Because we hadn't really opened up for us. But once we got selling on this candle, fuck, forget about it. Right? It's over. This thing kept expanding and expanding. And it's just like, day's over, boys. Don't touch it. Right? Don't be a hero. You're going to get ran over. Right? And for the most part, I think everybody stayed safe. I can't confirm it. There's always some guys who don't listen. But as you can see, this market just wants a one time frame down. Boom, boom, boom. Right? And everyone probably watching the videos like, oh, you should have taken this 5-minute flag. Should have taken this. Nah, I'm good. You can have it. I don't care. I don't care about your chart patterns, right? I only get into the market when certain things happen, right? And it revolves around 30-minute candles. And this auction isn't my auction, right? It's one time framing down. They pull the bid and they're drilling everybody in the order book. So it just keeps going lower, right? Right when you think it's done, it moves another 30, 40 points, right? So right here, we get under 93, we get drilled, right? We could have shorted under our 54 level, right? 54. Again, no pullback. And then here, this was the interesting part to the team. I'm like, once we got under 54, I said, guys, we're going to head to 15. So again, we get absolutely friggin' drilled here, like massive, massive volume, just friggin' drilling. We let the 30 close and we go, huh? Well, boys, we closed under 15. There's no long signs here whatsoever. This thing could continue to 93, right? And that's exactly what I said at the close of this candle. I said, I think this thing's going to 93, right? We liked 15 for the possibility of a possible long to dry up, but there was no sign on the offer that we were done selling, right? There's a little bit of weakness here, bro. Like the moment you see weakness, just more selling comes in, right? More supply, more supply, more supply. They're just looking for suckers to buy the dip because you've been trained to do it for over a month now. So we open here and we could have shorted right here, but at this time it's too low in the move and we'd expanded so much that like I can't put the risk on. Even though we just barely tagged the level and keep going, this could have easily looked above 15 points and then kept going. So the risk to reward isn't worth it there for me to take on more risk, right? I could trade less size, but again, this isn't the auction that I want to trade. So I just leave it alone, man. I let it come down to 93 and look where's like we said, hey, this thing could go to 93. Where did it go? Or sorry, 37. Sorry if I'm misspeaking here. It's been a long day talking on the mic. It goes right to 37, right? We literally closed the day on my level, 59.37. And as you can see, boom, boom, boom. So that's pretty much the day. We traded the first 2 hours of the day, 2.5 hours, and we were done. The action was good. And then, it's time for us to walk. And we'll sit there and watch it, right? If you want to click buttons, I tell the guy, throw it on sim. I tell the guys, you want to click buttons, throw it on sim. Who cares, right? If you want to scratch that itch, and you'll see how badly you get destroyed on sim on these days, and you're like, okay, fuck, right? But for us, for our trading, this isn't the environment we want to trade, right? Somebody maybe on a really tight 1 minute, 90 EMA short, 90 EMA short, 90 EMA short. Like this is the kind of auction for you. But even those candles, the way that I look at it, they're way too big to manage risk for me, right? Just not interested. I trade 30 minutes, and when they pull the bid or pull the offer, it's like when we one time frame up or one time frame down, and it's a buy day, like short covering day, or they pull the bid like today, and we just sell all the way off. I'm good, right? I'll come in tomorrow in profit from today and ready to get cracking tomorrow, right? I love it, right? It's all about staying safe. Risk management, guys, 101. It's super, super, super important to understand what your auction to trade is, right? And when the environment isn't right, you don't have to trade, right? Flat is a position as well, right? You can be flat on the day and be like, nah. It's a recipe to blow up on these days, especially when you've been conditioned for like a month, 2 months. It just keeps fucking going up. And then they pull it on you because we wiped out today. I don't know if you looked at your daily chart, but we wiped out the entire up move in one day. We counted it at our meeting today. I think it was like 20 trading days, something like that. I forget the exact number. We just counted it. Wiped it all out one day. It's all gone. See you later. So pretty powerful. right? Escalator up, elevator down. When they do pull the bid, you got to understand when they do pull the bid and what that order flow looks like. And it tells you don't touch the long. If you want to join the short, it's going to be possibly challenging to get in because of the range that we're trading. So totally up to you as traders if you want to get involved. But for me, once that 2 p.m. kicked in, it was just not my auction. I was really happy with the front half of the day. Really, really solid trades, like I said, up and down between our two levels. Even with NQ, it was beautiful. It's trading in between 65 and our 343 level, like perfectly. And then our 304 level to 43, up and down, up and down. It was easy trades. And then it's time for us to get out, right, and watch the carnage come. So as much as I would have preferred it, like the ES to trade up into 61.72 today, the market said, nah, we're going to sell it off. Okay, cool. But what I'm really happy about, really, really happy about, now kind of wrapping this up after this, is that we're away from all-time highs. This is the best thing that could have happened. It's healthy for the market. It's like wipes out a lot of crap. Now we can get into some nice two-way auction. And this is, I hate all-time high trades because it's always the same. We'll rotate up and down for almost like 2 weeks until it either sells off or we move for that next leg. I hate all-time high trading, especially if we go up for another leg, because it's like, okay, every day is like new all-time highs, new all-time highs. So us pulling away from this is fantastic. We were so happy in the room at the end of the day. We're like, oh my goodness, like, thank you, Jesus, right? We're finally away from all-time highs, and we can get some good get a good deep sell. Hopefully we can continue down a little bit more tomorrow. I already got the plan for tomorrow. We'll see if 937 holds here tonight, but I already got the plan for the long and short tomorrow. A lot of times these things like to continue for day two, but we'll see what happens. That plan's for the team. If you want to come join me, links in the description, man. Come join us. I'm extremely involved with my team. I'm on with them all day long, talking about the order flow. You get a really detailed trade plan for both NQ and ES every single day, live on the mic with them before they open. We talk about the Globex session. I'm on mic with them for the first hour of the day. I'm on a Zoom session with them for an hour and a half after the close, and we dissect everything, go over the trade plan, replay the order flow. It's a lot, but it's a good place to be. I like to think I do a really good job and try to help guys out as much as I can for their own style of trade. Maybe you're a 5-minute trader. Well, I can show you how to see the market a little bit different to kind of suit what you're already doing. So give you some more confidence to kind of visualize what's going on. So that being said, if you don't want to, cool. Just give me a thumbs up on the video, man. Maybe hit a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll keep these videos coming. And yeah, I'm always happy to be green on these days, but I'm very disciplined. I know the auction that I want to trade, and I know the auction that I don't want to trade. And 2 p.m. Fed FOMC, I want nothing to do with it, right? Nothing to do with it. And it's good, right? Discipline is everything, right? If you think you got to be in every move, right, you're doing it wrong here. So there's a lot of like feel good and a lot of power in being able to say no and to let a move like this happen and be like, I want nothing to do with it, right? Even though I could probably find a way in wherever I want, it's not my auction, right? So that being said, I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow. We'll see if we roll up here tonight. We'll see what Globex wants to do, and I got to get my plan done here for the team. So I'll see you guys later on YouTube. And just a FYI, I think next Monday, I'll be streaming to you guys for the first hour of the day, and then I'm going to be spending the rest of the day, obviously, with my team. So if you like what I'm doing, hit like and subscribe, and got some extra screens here, so I'll try to go live, and we'll see how that experience works out. Give you a little taste of how I do things. All right, so peace out. Hope you guys are safe. Hope you guys had a profitable day, and we'll see you first thing in the morning. All right, that's it for me, guys. I'm gonna go relax. I've been talking all day. Ciao for now.